Hello everybody. Today we're going to take a look at the new Langley Studios American lion. The Latin name is Panthera atrox. Now this is an extinct species of lion which died out I think about 12 to 13,000 years ago, and the name American lion tells you that it was widespread right across America, as opposed to like the modern lion, which is obviously from Africa. So this is a new one from Langley Studios, and as you see from the early part of the video, I actually did like a little quick unboxing, and this one actually came unpainted. It's the first time I've actually bought one of their kits just as a resin kit to put together. When I say kit, I mean there wasn't a lot of parts to it. There was just the body, the base, the tail and the jaw, which wasn't attached. So basically it's just a matter of painting it and attaching the jaw once painted, because really once the jaw's attached there was probably no way I could actually paint inside the mouth. There's actually teeth inside the mouth, so having the jaw removable made it a lot easier for me to paint the mouth and then just glue the jaw back on, seal around any cracks, and then repaint to try and disguise the join basically. Yeah, so this is their take on the American lion. Now the American lion, like I say, it's been extinct like 13,000 years, but they say it was the biggest species of cat that has ever lived. 25% to a third bigger than the African lion. So it was an absolute monstrous creature. It lived at the same time as the Smilodon, and apparently it was even heavier than the Smilodon. And the Smilodon is a big cat, very robust, muscular, stocky sort of cat. And I think they found some fossils of this one in 2012, and scaling it up, they reckon it would have weighed about 1,100 pounds, which is bigger than the biggest Smilodon ever found. So it was an absolute beast of a cat. Now Langley Studios have sculpted it, you know, I think very, very well. It looks heavy, it looks muscular. Obviously they've gone for a male. Yeah, you can clearly see that around the back end. We'll just give him a quick spin round anyway before I start waffling on. They've sculpted it in the usual really, really high standard. Another interesting point is they don't think the American lion actually had a mane. So this is an adult male, and they've depicted short, like a short ruff around the neck, but they don't believe a fully grown adult American lion had a mane. You might wonder, well, how would they know, being as they've already found you know, bones, etc. But they're going off cave art. Now the lions of prehistoric lions have been drawn by our ancestors many times in different caves all over different parts of the world, and they never painted them or drew them showing a mane. Now sometimes there was big lions, smaller lions, probably showing the male and the male being bigger, but they never drew a mane on them. Now if this lion had a massive big luxurious mane, surely they would have drawn that on the cave paintings, but they never did. So they presume they were a maneless lion. Yeah, so on mine I have sort of darkened around the neck just to give it a bit of a highlight, because they've sculpted some thicker fur in, not like a big modern lion's mane, but just enough, almost looks like a juvenile male that you see today. Yeah, I actually based the coloration on a lion at my local zoo. Actually, I videoed a lion a while back, so I thought I need a good reference, so I just based it on that. Now the sculpt work is really, really good. Langley always do, you know, cracking sculpts really. I mean, I love all the vein work that they've managed to get in, and the muscularity. I've tried to dry brush some darker tones just around the muscles, just to highlight them slightly. You can see all the veins coming down the legs. and you know, coming down to the paw. I think it looks really, really good. Yeah, especially around this side as well. I have darkened on the paint job just around the backs of the elbows. Like I said, I copied it off a lion and he had darker elbows. And they've got the pads on the back, pads on the base. I'm not going to lift him off. He's not fixed to the base, but I don't want to start messing around with him. The tail is fairly delicate, the way it's sticking out. You know, you don't want to drop him or bang him on anything because you could break that off. But it's, I mean, it's robust. It's fairly strong. Yeah, so I thought let's have a quick look at him. I like the fact they've got some scars on as well, like he's been in the wars. Some scars on his side there. And then if you can see on this, I'll take a few close-ups later on, but there's 4 like gore marks across his nose, like he's been in a fight. And there's another one, another scar down the back end here, which I've highlighted in dark. I looked on lions that were scarred and been fighting, and the scars always seem to be quite black. So that's what I've kind of done, really. Yeah, he had 3 coats of paint, like a basic undercoat, and I just darkened as I went along. In about 3 coats, just darkened down the back. The insides of the legs I've painted paler, which seems to, lions seem to be quite pale underneath and down the insides of the legs. The eyes are quite tricky because they're fairly small eyes. I didn't mention the scale is actually 1/10 scale. Yeah, so it also comes with a really nice base. This was actually all one piece of resin when it came, so I had to paint black around the sand area, and then I've painted some of the rocks in grey and then washed them over with like a dusty sandy colour. And there's also a nice piece of dead wood down this side at the back, which kind of sets it off. These little grass tufts, I just added them myself just to add a little bit of sort of texture to the base. And then once it was painted black, I just varnished with some yacht varnish, which is like a high gloss varnish. And yeah, there is Panthera Atrox, the American Lion by Declay Studios in 1/10. I also decided to put some whiskers on. I was in 2 minds because, you know, if you do it, if you can't find anything thin enough, it can look quite bad. So what I did, I actually found a brush with just the right sort of thickness of bristles, and removed the bristles, and it actually sculpted in some little pores where the hairs come out. So I just literally a dab of super glue held them on, and yeah, I think it helps the look. In fact, I'll just bring him a bit, I'll lift him off the base, and I'll let's bring that face a bit closer. I'll have a look at that. Just try and get the camera to focus. There we go. It's really, really good work. You know, they're sculpted in all the fur. I don't think I can probably see in the mouth, but there is detail and there are teeth in that mouth. Let me just bring the face around. Yeah, really impressed. Like I say, it was a bit daunting painting him because I've not painted anything sort of like this for quite a long time. But let's get the camera back in focus. But yeah, I think it's come out pretty well. I'm happy with him. It looks like a lion. The colours are, I think they're fairly accurate. Obviously we don't know exactly what colour the American lion was. You know, it could have had spots for all anyone knows, but it probably didn't. It probably looked rather like modern day lions, I would imagine. So that's what I went with. So there, yeah, there's a quick look. What I'll do, I'll just take the camera off the stand. I'll just whiz it up and down, give you a few close-ups, and yeah, that's that one. Now I have got another model coming from Declay Studios, which is a woolly mammoth, another woolly mammoth, which I'm really looking forward to giving a once over on that. And I'll do a video of that one once it comes. I don't think it'll be long now, because I think it's been about six weeks, maybe slightly longer, so it should be coming anytime soon. Okay, folks, thanks very much for watching. And if you like these videos, please feel free to subscribe if you fancy doing that. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.